Well, day's almost over. We're finally getting our morning video. Christian's been running around like a chicken with his head cut off, getting caught up. Lots of sales. If you guys have been watching the shorts, if you don't watch the shorts, make sure you click the other button. You can see the shorts. Box truck, van, bucket truck, CTSV, Ford F-350 OBS, something else. Oh yeah, Demon 170, all sold. All of them but that shipped out. Unfortunately, that one we've got to move it out of the warehouse, so they could not transport it out today. We'll be dealing with that one tomorrow. But you can see, of course, the breeze stopped, but the American flag blowing in the background. I never thought I'd spend the money. When I heard years ago what it cost, if you guys are from the area, you know, Richmond Honda, when they were over on Midlothian, had the biggest flag around. Then right up the road here now is, I think, the second or third biggest flag, either on the East Coast or in Virginia, I'm not sure. But R.J. Smith erected a big tower for that. It's huge. So when I always heard the cost of what a big flag costs, when I wasn't patriotic, I was like, that's a lot of freaking money. I can tell you what, I was thrilled to spend the money these days. Just thrilled to do it. And it came in one day late of Memorial Day, but it will be front and center for 4th of July, I can promise you. Along with all our antennas, we've ordered them up. But that thing is a big flag. That's 20 feet or 24 feet or something long. How long was it?
15 by 20.
Yeah, 20 feet long, 15 tall or something. It doesn't look like it up on that big crane, and that's a big building in the background. But we're proud to have that flag flying. So we're going to get across and we're going to do some square body content. Ghostbusters is out. Batman is out. And the drag racing Equinox Davis Auto Sales shuttle vehicle's out. The thing surges so bad, you think it's got a blower motor in it, but it really just needs, I think, a good fuel injection cleaning. And we have one 450 left, and I just got notice we have 2 more on the way. So if you guys are looking for a 450 Platinum, one of those left. Currently 2 of the Challenger, of the Demon 170s, but we do believe we have another pending contract, so probably only going to have 1 of those left. So for anybody that looked at those and thought $150,000 was a lot of money for a car, nobody else did, because 2 of them went to dealers and they're going to put them up for more price. So as I say, sometimes you can't beat the price, you can't beat the price. They were some of the cheapest ones in the country. They were definitely some of the most low miles. They were delivered straight off the car carrier and put in this building, and that was it. They have not been raced, put down the drag strip or anything crazy. So let's get to the square bodies right now. All right, welcome to our square body humble abode. If you're still with us, promised you guys some content in here today, and I've got one particular truck I need to walk around. But in conjunction of doing that, I said, you know what, I'm not making a separate video. I'll make it part of this video, because over the last few days, I've had to explain a lot of times, and a lot of guys, you guys that are faithful followers, you already know how this goes and how this works. And you that have had trucks and square bodies and restored them already know how this works. But I've had to go through, why do we have trucks that are $29,000 and why do we have trucks that are essentially going to be almost $100,000? What's the difference? Well, multiple people were like, well, did you go over the one for $29,000 like you do the other ones? No, you can't. We can't. Nobody can. The sheer labor by the time it goes through the off-road shop and the service shop and our shop and my uncle and the interior shop and the stereo shop and maybe the paint shop, maybe the bed liner shop, maybe the window tint shop, maybe the electronics shop. There's a lot of steps involved. Each one of them comes with a bill, unfortunately. So we try to control things the best we can. Yes, we get very decent labor rates from all the shops we deal with, because most of them we've been dealing with for over 20 years. And we pay our bills. They do work, they get paid. But there is a huge difference between a $29,000 truck and a $79,000 or $89,000 or whatever the price point may be. And a lot of it has to do with how original the truck is, a lot of it has to do with what components it has, and a lot of it has to do with the quality of the truck. No 2 things are the same. You know, that goes in everything. A lesser condition baseball card is not worth as much as a mint condition baseball card. There's a whole scale for that too, as simple as that seems and dumb as that seems. So it doesn't matter what you're into, 4-wheelers, ATVs, tractors, anything that's collectible, there's a average, a below average, and an above average. I like the less expensive trucks because the customers typically use them. But we also have customers that have a user-friendly truck and they have a show truck. Some of them have some trucks in between. Some of them have 10 or 12 of them, you know. So it's hard to balance all that. And while I'm thinking about it, It's been cold mornings and cold afternoons, so don't forget, we do still have some hoodies, and Christian is fully caught up on all our orders, correct? We have everybody fulfilled. If you did not get an order, please make a comment or call us because everything should be fulfilled and up to date. But let's get to it. Let's go over to this other one real quick. You guys, over the weekend, obviously saw the video of this one and that one on some of our Facebook pages. And where'd it go? Instagram, Facebook, viral. Christian made some of the most viral videos we've ever had. Over 1 million views within 24 hours on one of them. So that was incredible. As you know, we're finishing up a few things on both of these trucks. But here's the one, well, these two here, 29,000, 39,000. What's the difference? They're very similar in height. They're very similar in wheels and tires. They're very similar as far as trucks go. Show them the trucks, Christian, not me. The difference is this one has a crate motor and transmission from Jasper that was installed a few hundred miles ago. That obviously sets the price difference between the two trucks. And this truck has a little bit cleaner paint. Both of them have basically the same design front end. This one has a little earlier front end, single headlight, marker light in the bumper. They're both on, I'm going to say the blue one's on 4 and the red and white one's on 6. You can verify from my description. They're both on 35s with 10-inch wide wheels. Both of them almost brand new tires. Both of them very recent paint. So on the blue one, people are like, well, you know, what do you complain about? Well, if I want to critique it against a high-end truck like the one behind you, or the one in front of it, or the one on the other side of it, you know, it's got dings, it's got dents. They didn't do $10,000 worth of body work before they did the paint work. So if you look right here, there's a couple little dimples and dents. Hard to see with the dust. That probably made it worse. Yeah, a couple little spots in the front of the hood. I can promise you these right here are from somebody doing the old bang, 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 and it's got a couple dents right there. The body itself's pretty straight. You got a little hickey right there. Got a super nice bed liner. You got a little spot right here in the top of the tailgate. You got a little spot right here. Trim is all the way around the truck. It obviously has been replaced because it doesn't have the metal at the corner. It's the vinyl style. You got a dent right here. You got a little weird spot right there. But you actually have a very nice interior. And Christian, you verified this does have working AC? Okay, so the AC is working. That was a question of a couple customers. So this video here is going to cover about 10 different customers we've had in the last 48 hours on this particular truck by itself. We've done a walk around, but not a thorough one. Two-tone top, two-tone bottom, pretty solid truck. We'll see if we can get where the light's a little better. But your dash is in good shape, seat's in good shape. Dome light works. Already switched over to LED. 4x4 works. We've changed the oil. We've gone through it for inspection. And it's in between rainstorms, so that's why I did not pull it out, because these would have to go out, and I'm not redetailing these trucks, unfortunately. So hopefully you can see enough. We will get it out possibly tomorrow and do a driving video, because a couple of people requested that. But I swear we've already done that too, right? Pretty sure it's in one of the, probably didn't make it to, probably went on Instagram. Didn't we do this in one of the roller driver videos? This one, and one other that sold?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So refer to, Christian will put it in the section on here of where you can find that, or maybe a link. But I know we did a roller video with some music. I know to this one, and one other one. I think that one sold. So it runs. You can see it go down the road. We weren't pulling it with a strap or an invisible chain. 350 motor under the hood. It is a replacement motor because this year truck would not have had a 350 in a half-ton. It wasn't an option. You can see the condenser looks fairly new there, and under the hood a few other little things have been replaced. Cool truck. Just an overall cool, less expensive truck. Is it the same as our higher-end trucks? No, it is not. It's not. This truck had the same price as this whole truck, just put into the interior, lift kit, wheels, tires, and accessories. Just let that sink in. The tires, the wheels, the steering, the track bar, the power steps, the lift kit, and the shocks, and the interior job of this truck was over $30,000 by itself. Not to mention the crate motor under the hood, not to mention the paint and body work that the truck had, not to mention buying a nice solid truck in the first place, not to mention all the other pluses that it has. It adds up very, very fast. Is this truck for everybody? No. Is that truck for everybody? No. I've probably talked more people out of our cheaper trucks than I've talked them into it, because they do look at us a little differently. We're not just your average car lot. People do expect things to be a little different. Have the doors been apart on this one and every little thing been lubed and adjusted and tightened? No. Has it been through the same process for safety? Yes. Wheel bearings, ball joints, brakes, oil change, proper GM filter, proper oil, the same thing we do on all the trucks. It did get that process. I'm not going to let a truck leave if it hadn't been through the safety side of things. It'll leave with a brand new Virginia inspection. If you're in another state, you just scrape it off, but we put a brand new one on it before it leaves. So it gets another check over. Truck beside it, very much the same, other than, again, it does have, well, let's walk around it. It does have a crate with paperwork, Jasper engine and transmission. Cow hood, no dings and dents. It's got double shocks. The tires, wheels, and lift kit look like they were done within the last few thousand miles. Interior, kind of mediocre. Not as nice as the blue one, but not bad. And there's actually the paperwork there and the SKU codes and everything for the Jasper stuff. This does have aftermarket gauges in the dash. Somebody did a fair job as far as I don't want to use the term restoration. They did a good fixer-upper. Bed cover, a few other little odds and ends. New exhaust, whatever. For those that have been asking about this one, we will get it out. But as you can see, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 vehicles away from being able to get out, and it looks like we got rain all week. Auction Nightmare truck, one of you guys' favorites as far as content goes. Matter of fact, probably if we add up the videos, our most viral vehicle. What not to buy when you buy at auction. This should be the term of this truck, but it is pretty much ready for sale now. This truck will also be in the upper $20,000-ish range. I got to tally up all of our tickets, which are about this thick, and a pile about this far. But we made something decent we made chicken salad out of chicken doo-doo. I think it's the right expression. But a much better truck than it was, still a cool square body. Somebody can still appreciate it, be perfectly fine for a kid for a first truck if you go out and beat on it. If you ever see that style seat in a truck at an auction, and I'm not going to mention which auction, but it's a pretty big auction, run, run, run. Because I've had a person comment that bought one of the others. I don't know how many there's been, but I know there was another one because I saw it on there, and I was tempted to just do it all before the auction, but I did not. Bit my tongue because I wasn't there. I don't know, did they do a better job with that next one or not? But after looking back on the sold pictures, it did not even have a button to roll the window down, nor a crank, nothing. It was a cobbled up piece of doo-doo, just like this was when we got it. But of course, they represented it as frame off, restored, all the big words that you want to hear. My due diligence, I was not there in person. I was buying off a description. Even if it was the worst frame off ever, it would still been a good deal for under 30 grand. It was not frame off at all, unfortunately. But now it is a fuel injected 350 lifted 35-inch tire truck that will be under 20 grand, and I will put it up for sale. A couple of you guys have been asking right regularly about it. There it is. It'll start up right now, just like it should. Suburban, Blazer, crew cab. Daniel has got everything put together to finish up the crew cab. We do have a couple people that have inquired, and I do need to get back to them with some different trades and other things. But right now we're kind of overwhelmed, and I'm very limited on what I'm doing on trades. We got side-by-sides. We got so much freaking stuff that we don't even have room. So some stuff needs to go because run out of space. This one we should be able to get online soon. Somebody let the seatbelt hang out the door. Let's put that in the seat before we mess the paint up. It's a good closing door. Power steps, power steps, power steps. This one's getting ready to get the power steps. We brought you guys some content on this one. We'll probably get this one online tomorrow. Did you photo shoot that one when y'all went down? No? Okay, so we got to photo shoot this one tomorrow. Think we're going to leave it alone. We were on the fence about changing it up, putting boggers on it. As I told you guys, I know we got a lot with boggers right now, and some of you guys are like, bogger, bogger, bogger. It's the looks. It's the looks. We do it for the looks. We like the look. If you don't like it, we're not a pit crew here, but I bet you in 5 minutes, I can bolt you on any tire and wheel you want, and I pretty much almost can guarantee you I've got any kind of tire and wheel that you want in stock. So if you want a 35-inch BF Goodrich on a 10-inch wide wheel instead of a 35-inch bogger on a 14, it's 24 lug nuts. I bet you we can do it pretty quick. So it's the easiest thing to change. We just like the way a bogger looks. Big, beefy. But a BF Goodrich on a weld looks good too. So I think we're gonna leave this one alone. If you haven't seen it, this is an 80 square headlight, two-tone brown, extremely original truck with a restoration. And those two words don't go together. Extremely original as far as GM parts were used with a restoration. This truck's brothers and sisters are original unrestored trucks. This is an original restored truck, meaning they used proper components, proper trim, proper bezels, you know, everything that they could. They used the right stuff to do it. Nice lift kit, bucket seat interior, old school radio, old school equalizer. We're leaving that stuff in there because it's so era correct. It's a tachometer truck, small block truck. I don't know if it's 350 or 400, but again, the other browns are original. This is a restored. We'll put them beside each other for a video because you guys really enjoyed the Survivor truck versus the restored truck videos that we've done in the past. So we'll do one with this one too, so you guys can see the little things that you can pick up on. It doesn't really matter. They're both great. But original to some people is the Cat's Meow. Restored, because it has some newer parts. Sometimes people favor that too. It's all in what you like. Another side-by-side, over-the-top build. And one more that is needing to get out there in front of the show season. We said we were going to do a lot of different changes because we wanted to keep the wheels, we wanted to keep the tires, we wanted to keep the bumpers, and to not be a straight-up hoarder of this stuff because you cannot replace those tires, you cannot replace those wheels, you cannot replace that bumper. They're unavailable anywhere, and as much of a hoarder as we are, we've only got like maybe 3 of those bumpers. I have no Pernelli Jones, and I currently have no super single 6-lug wheels like that. They're 14 wides. But we're gonna leave that truck alone. We've already fixed a bunch of monkey business stuff on it, cleaned up brake lines, changed out a block. It was sitting a little wonky. This is an old school show truck, straight as an arrow, but just like all of them, it had a lot of tedious things that need to be done. Brian and Daniel spent a couple days on it, knocked that stuff out. Truck starts, runs, small block truck. You know, it could use some color changes and some things. The axles are painted. The double shocks are nice. It really could use crossover steering. But the nicest part with this truck is it's extremely straight body. Interior is a little bit old school, got some flames, got the symbols. But, you know, not that it's bad. It's just different. LED dome light works. Dressed up under the hood a fair amount. Could use a little polishing, but not bad. Under the hood. There you go. Got it. And I think this is the only ready-to-go crew cab we have left, right? Yes? Okay. So this one, I think we got a good full video on it. I daily drove this truck for a little over a week, maybe 10 days. Great truck, big block, newer interior, I guess you'd call it a cab swap combination, older front end, 76 model truck, 80s model interior. Oh, where's the blue? There it is. We still got to do the interior. So instead of having the old school Chevy, we lost this. Forgot about this. We're going to put this up the center and kind of bring some retro look to it. Get rid of that old Chevy symbol. Going to be really cool. Kind of been tucked away, out of sight, out of mind. Truck runs great. Truck's got good power. Sounds amazing. Fresh exhaust. 35s, 10-inch wide wheels, 17s, method wheels. Air conditioning works great. It's a good driver. It's an excellent driver. And not a $100,000 four-door like you're used to. All these 3x3s are bringing crazy money. $69. We'll buy the truck. Shipped, done, to your door, ready to go. And as far as the 3+3 goes, one of the most affordable ones we've ever had, and actually a really, really good running driving one. So, and burnt orange and cream. Daniel's gonna make a decision on that for some tires and wheels. We'll get that one wrapped up. I think that's it for today, guys. We got a lot going on. We got a lot done. About closing time. Oh, pause it. Let's go in there real quick. All right, while we're walking this way, as far as commercial stuff goes, as you'll see, it is thinned out around here. A F450 that just went online, service utility truck with fuel. Bobcat with 0 hours basically. We just use that to load up another piece of equipment. 5 enclosed trailers, 2 that don't have 3-wheelers in them currently. The rest are for sale. And you can see this area is usually overflowing. We have thinned out a lot. That's our personal Kubota, not for sale. 2 Kenworths, a T900 and a T880. A lot of rollbacks have left out of here. Got some new inventory coming, some replacement inventory coming. And speaking of that, got somebody on the Sherp actually. Any of this stuff that you guys want to purchase, you know, for your business, you know, even if it's for your farm or whatever, you need to write it off. Everything we have is coming on a bill of sale, so that's no problem. Kubota without a loader, 2501. Kubota with a loader, 2501. Both with super low hours, 30 or 40. And 114, so very low hours on both units. And the John Deere, we had somebody look at that earlier today. In case he calls Christian, I did tell him we delivered. He's only like 10 miles away. Little lawn tractor with a loader. Somebody is cutting grass right now with a very small one that needs a big one. That's a great unit. And you can put mowers on these. Of course, you can pull a finishing mower, you can pull a bush hog, all these 25 horsepower tractors, I guess they are. And let's finish it out. Of course, Grimace broke some records, but it wasn't the most popular, was it?
No, that was
Grimace did the most?
Yeah.
Okay. So Grimace is the one that broke the most views. And the crew cab, diesel swap / big block, I have placed an order. So it doesn't have to go in this. It could go in something else, but I have placed an order. I'll tell you guys more about it because I'm not sure how it's going to fall out yet, because we may end up having something for the 10-door Suburban almost as a sponsorship deal. And don't want to jinx it yet, but she might be getting a big motor. And then as part of that, this one might be getting a not too small of a motor. Still big block, still BV, but a little less cubic inches than the Suburban may be getting. So either way, go be cool. But we do have the Duramax for this with the Allison transmission and all the wiring and all the other stuff. And this truck's already lifted, it's already big. And if somebody's looking for a project or a roller, quote unquote, it could go away. And we are posting a bunch of our tires and wheels and overflow stuff. This is 1/10 of what we have to get through and organize, because I'm determined to clean up and organize and get some of this overstock out of here and make better use of this space. So thanks, guys. We'll call it a day. It's been a long one. It's all the fun we got for right this minute. Thanks for watching.